Welcome to Daily Stoic Practice. Today we're diving into a new lesson from Stoicism. Control your emotional reactions with these 9 daily practices. Imagine this scenario. You've just walked into an important meeting. The entire team is waiting for you to present an idea that you've carefully prepared. Everything is going according to plan, and you feel confident. But suddenly a colleague interrupts you. An uncomfortable silence fills the room. You can immediately feel anger rising inside you. Your heart starts beating faster. In that moment, all your calmness seems to vanish, and just a second later, you might say or do something you'll regret. But wait, what if you pause? What if, in that very moment, you choose to control your emotions rather than let them control you? Could you remain calm and turn this uncomfortable situation into an opportunity to show your composure and professionalism? We've all been there, right? In our most stressful moments, emotions sometimes overwhelm our logic, leading us to make poor decisions. Maybe you've had a heated argument with a friend over a small misunderstanding, or perhaps you felt deeply hurt by thoughtless words from a loved one. How many times have we let our emotions explode, only to regret it afterward? This isn't uncommon, but is there a way to break this cycle? Can we learn how to manage our emotions so that we no longer feel powerless in stressful situations? In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 daily habits that can help you control your emotional reactions, all based on the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. These aren't just techniques for suppressing emotions or acting cold. No, on the contrary, they are ways to help you understand your emotions better, so you can choose to respond in a wise and calm manner. Imagine the benefits of emotional control. You'll make more thoughtful decisions. You'll stay calm even in the face of major challenges. You'll build stronger relationships. And most importantly, you'll no longer be a victim of sudden emotional outbursts. Stoicism has been around for thousands of years, offering invaluable lessons from great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. These teachings aren't abstract theories. They're practical tools to help us master our emotions and, in turn, master our lives. So are you ready to take the wheel and steer yourself, rather than being swept away by emotional storms? Let's dive into 9 simple yet powerful habits that can help you master your emotions in any situation life throws at you. These are skills you can start applying today so you can become stronger and calmer with each passing day. Part 1. Understanding the nature of emotions. Emotions are an inseparable part of our lives. From joy to sorrow, from excitement to anger, emotions are natural reactions to the events around us. But have you ever wondered why you react the way you do? Why at times you feel like you're losing control over a situation, even when your rational mind knows it's not worth getting worked up over? This has a lot to do with how our brain operates. Before we even have the chance to think or analyze a situation logically, our brain automatically reacts. Emotions aren't something we can immediately control. They are innate responses that are triggered before our rational thinking can step in. Let's imagine you're driving, and suddenly another car cuts you off. Before you can even fully grasp the situation, your heart starts racing, your body tenses, and anger begins to flare up. Why does this happen? It all starts with a part of your brain called the amygdala, the area that processes emotions and triggers our survival instincts. The amygdala acts as the brain's emergency control center, designed to react quickly to potential dangers. When it detects a threatening situation, even an imagined one, it immediately activates emotional responses like fear, anxiety, or anger. This happens before your rational mind, known as the prefrontal cortex, has a chance to intervene. That's why we sometimes react so quickly without thinking. Emotions surge so fast they can push us into actions we might regret later. However, this doesn't mean that emotions are our enemy. In fact, emotions play a crucial role in protecting us. They serve as signals that something is off, that our body or mind is sensing a change in the environment. For example, fear helps us avoid dangerous situations, while joy helps us build connections with others. But the problem isn't emotions themselves. It's how we allow them to influence our actions. If we don't learn to recognize and manage our emotions, they can lead us to impulsive decisions and actions we don't truly want. That's why it's essential to understand the nature of emotions and learn how to control them. In simple terms, our brain is divided into two main areas when it comes to processing emotions. The emotional brain, where the amygdala operates, and the rational brain, the prefrontal cortex. When an event occurs, the amygdala reacts instantly by sending warning signals to the body, making us experience physical symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, or rapid breathing. If the amygdala is in full control, we act on emotion without taking the time to think, often leading to impulsive reactions like anger or excessive worry. However, the prefrontal cortex, which manages rational thinking, plays the role of the mediator. It helps us think logically, evaluate situations, and make decisions based on analysis rather than emotion. The problem is, this part of the brain doesn't react as quickly as the amygdala. To give it a chance to intervene, we need time. That's why pausing when emotions rise is so important. Think of it like this. When emotions start to surface, if we can give ourselves a moment to breathe, our rational brain will have the chance to catch up and guide us through the decision-making process. This helps us avoid impulsive reactions and instead act intentionally and reasonably. Stoicism, a philosophy both ancient and highly practical, offers a profound perspective on emotions. The issue isn't the emotions themselves, but how we respond to them. An event by itself has no inherent meaning. It's how we perceive and react to the event that creates emotion. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote emphasizes that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we react. And this starts with recognizing our emotions before they overwhelm us. To do this, you need to learn how to separate emotion from action. When emotions arise, instead of immediately acting on them, give yourself a moment to assess the situation. Ask yourself, will this reaction really lead to the best outcome? Pausing, evaluating, and choosing the right response will help you stay calm and thoughtful in any situation. Understanding the nature of emotions is just the first step. Stoicism offers a deeper approach, not just to manage but to master our emotions. It doesn't stop at recognizing and controlling emotions. It also encourages us to change how we perceive the world around us. In the next section, we'll explore Stoic philosophy's view on emotions, how we can learn to shift our perspective, focus on what we can control, and accept what we cannot change. This is the key to not only controlling emotions, but also achieving true peace and freedom in life. Let's dive into the world of the great Stoic philosophers and discover the lessons they've left for us. Part 2. The Stoic philosophy on emotions. When we look back at Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, or Seneca, one thing stands out: their very unique perspective on emotions. Stoics didn't deny the existence of emotions, nor did they encourage us to become cold, emotionless beings. On the contrary, they understood that emotions are an essential part of being human. But the problem is not the emotions themselves, it's how we respond to them. The Stoic philosophy has a unique approach. They believe that it's not the events that upset us, but rather how we perceive those events. In other words, it's not external circumstances that create negative emotions, but our thoughts and reactions to those circumstances. This is the key to their philosophy. Imagine you're on your way to work, and suddenly, your car breaks down in the middle of the road. Instinctively, you might feel angry or frustrated because you're going to be late. But a Stoic would ask, is it really the car breaking down that's making you angry? Or is it your expectations of how things should be? A Stoic would say that the broken car is something beyond your control. It's an objective event. But your negative emotions come from the expectation that everything should go according to plan, that you should arrive on time, and that your car shouldn't break down. This is a prime example of how negative emotions arise when we don't accept reality and let our expectations dictate our feelings. The Stoic approach teaches us that if we change how we perceive a situation, we can change how we react to it. Instead of being frustrated by a broken down car, you might see it as an opportunity to test your patience. You can sigh, accept the situation, and figure out a solution instead of letting anger take over. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This means that the way we think and interpret life's events shapes our mental state and emotions. If you can change your thoughts, you can change your emotions, and in turn, change your actions. One of the most important concepts in Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. The basic idea is this: in life, some things are entirely within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. But many things lie outside of our control: external events, other people's actions, or even the weather. Stoics believe that if you spend energy and time worrying about things you can't control, you're only wasting your effort and causing yourself unnecessary suffering. Instead, focus on what you can control, namely, how you respond to everything that happens. Example of the dichotomy of control. Imagine you've been working hard on an important project, but then your colleague makes a mistake, causing the final result to fall short of expectations. In that moment, you might feel deeply disappointed, angry, and tempted to blame them. But a Stoic would ask, can you control your colleague's actions? The answer is no, but you can control how you react to the situation. You can't change the fact that the project didn't go as planned, but you can choose to face it calmly, professionally, and constructively. Instead of blaming, you can respond by finding a solution. This is the Stoic mindset. Focus on what's within your control and let go of what isn't. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. It's a powerful message about how we can find inner peace and strength by not letting external factors control our mental state. Have you ever met someone who always seems calm, never loses their temper, and stays composed in the most difficult situations? That person seems to hold their ground, even when everything around them is chaotic. This is the mark of someone who has embraced Stoic philosophy. Take, for example, Nelson Mandela, who endured nearly 3 decades of imprisonment. During that time, he could have easily allowed anger and hatred to take over his mind. But instead of letting negative emotions rule, he chose to remain calm and focused on what he could control: his mind and attitude. When he was finally released, Mandela emerged as a symbol of reconciliation and unity, a living example of the strength of Stoic philosophy. In our daily lives, we too can apply this principle. When faced with an undesirable situation, before letting emotions explode, ask yourself, can I control this situation? If the answer is no, learn to accept and let go, rather than fighting against what cannot be changed. One of the goals of Stoicism is to achieve inner freedom, a state where you are not swayed by negative emotions or controlled by the events around you. To Stoics, freedom is not about material wealth or power, but freedom of the mind, the ability to control your thoughts and reactions in any situation. Emotions, if not managed properly, can act like chains. They can bind us to situations we cannot control, leaving us feeling anxious and worn out. But when you learn to master your emotions, you'll feel more liberated than ever before, free to choose how to react, free to live a life guided by your values and not bound by external events. Understanding Stoic philosophy is important, but theory alone isn't enough. To truly apply it in our daily lives, we need practical habits to train our emotional control. In the next part, we'll explore 9 daily habits inspired by Stoic philosophy to help you not only cope with emotions, but master them in every situation. These habits are simple, easy to implement, yet incredibly powerful if practiced consistently. Let's continue this journey together. Part 3: 9 daily habits for emotional control. Emotional control is a vital skill in modern life. We can't change everything that happens around us, but we can always choose how we respond. Instead of letting emotions control us, we need to learn how to master ourselves and act with reason. Here are 9 daily habits inspired by Stoic philosophy that will help you control your emotions, leading to a calmer, more understanding, and fulfilling life. Number 1, pause. When emotions rise, when emotions appear, pause and give your rational mind time to act. This helps you reassess the situation and choose an appropriate response. Emotions are natural responses and often arise before our rational mind has a chance to intervene. In such moments, the most important thing you can do is pause. When you feel anger or anxiety rising, try to stop all actions. Don't say anything. Don't react immediately. Instead, take a deep breath and count to 10. This allows your brain to shift from emotional response to logical thinking. It's a simple technique, but it's incredibly effective at keeping your actions calm and measured. Example: imagine you're in a meeting and someone interrupts you. Your anger may flare up instantly, pushing you to react strongly. But if you pause, take a deep breath, and think before speaking, you'll have the chance to respond calmly, keeping the meeting on track and maintaining the respect of your colleagues. This pause not only helps you manage emotions in tense situations, but also builds a habit of reacting slower, more thoughtfully in any situation. Number 2, accept your emotions. Instead of resisting emotions, accept them without judgment. This allows you to better understand and manage them. A common mistake people make when trying to control their emotions is to suppress or deny them. However, this is not only ineffective, but can also lead to emotions building up and eventually exploding. Stoics teach that instead of fighting emotions, you should learn to accept them. This means that when negative emotions like anger, anxiety, or frustration arise, you shouldn't judge or blame yourself for feeling that way. Instead, recognize and accept that emotions are a natural part of being human and that they serve a purpose. When you accept emotions, you give yourself the opportunity to observe them more objectively, rather than letting them control your actions. This makes you more proactive in managing emotions, rather than reactive. Example: if you feel nervous before giving an important presentation, don't try to deny the anxiety. Acknowledge that it exists, but also recognize that the anxiety doesn't have to affect the outcome of your presentation. Take a deep breath, focus on what you can control, your preparation and your message. Number 3, separate emotions from actions. Label your emotions and consciously choose appropriate actions, creating distance between feelings and behavior. One of the keys to emotional control is learning to create space between your emotions and your actions. When emotions arise, instead of acting on them immediately, pause and label the emotion you're feeling. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I angry, anxious, or frustrated? By identifying and naming the emotion, you not only create distance between the emotion and your actions, but also give yourself the opportunity to choose a more thoughtful response. Labeling your emotions helps you become more aware of your mental state, allowing you to act with clarity rather than impulsively. Example: after a heated argument, instead of letting anger drive you to say things you might regret, pause, acknowledge your anger, and ask, will my actions improve the situation right now? When you create space between emotions and actions, you're more likely to respond calmly and constructively. Number 4, change your perspective. Try to change how you perceive situations. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of getting angry, imagine they might be rushing to an emergency. Negative emotions often stem from how we interpret the events happening around us. A situation can be seen in many different ways, and how you choose to view it will determine your emotional response. One of the most powerful tools for emotional control is learning to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects of an event, try to see it from a different, more positive, or at least less negative angle. Changing your perspective is not only a habit that helps you better manage emotions, but it also helps you approach life with greater understanding and empathy. 5, practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness by focusing on the present moment, helping you better recognize and control your emotions. Mindfulness is a powerful method to help you manage emotions by staying in the present moment. When you focus on what's happening right now, rather than worrying about the future or regretting the past, you'll have better control over your emotions. Practicing mindfulness isn't as complicated as it may seem. It can be as simple as focusing on your breathing for a few minutes or becoming aware of your body's sensations and the sounds around you. This practice helps you listen to your body and mind more clearly, allowing you to recognize the emotions that arise. Example: when you feel anxious about an upcoming meeting, try sitting down and taking deep breaths. Focus entirely on your breath, feeling the air moving in and out of your lungs. This practice helps you return to the present and escape negative thoughts about the future, allowing your mind to clear. Mindfulness not only helps with emotional control, but also allows you to live more fully in the present without letting emotions dictate your actions. Number 6, embrace discomfort. Each day, intentionally do something uncomfortable, like taking a cold shower, to train yourself to act despite how you feel. Training yourself to face discomfort is an effective way to strengthen your emotional control. When you willingly put yourself in uncomfortable situations daily, you learn to accept and manage discomfort rather than letting it control you. Embracing discomfort doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a cold shower in the morning, skipping a meal, or pushing yourself to exercise harder than usual. These small actions train your mind to be ready for the challenges life throws your way. Example: if you dislike cold showers, challenge yourself to take one for 30 seconds each morning. Initially, it may feel extremely uncomfortable, but over time, you'll realize that you can push through discomfort and it no longer controls you. Number 7, set daily goals. Identify one important goal each day and strive to achieve it. This builds confidence and emotional control. One of the most important habits for controlling emotions is setting daily goals. When you know what you need to do and why, you're less likely to be swept up in unnecessary negative emotions because you're focused on what matters. Setting a daily goal also helps build your confidence. Each time you accomplish a task, no matter how small, you'll feel more in control of your life and your ability to achieve. This is also a way to develop discipline and perseverance, as not every day will go smoothly. There will be days when you feel discouraged, tired, or affected by external factors. But with a clear goal, you'll have a reason to keep going without letting emotions take over. Example: imagine you set a daily goal to read for 30 minutes each morning. No matter how busy your day gets, you commit to completing this task. Not only does this help you acquire new knowledge, but it also creates personal discipline that makes you feel proud and satisfied. This also helps you handle stressful situations during the day, as you've started the day with a small accomplishment. Remember, goals don't have to be grand or difficult. What matters is that you follow through daily, gradually building a positive mindset and improving your emotional management. Number 8, keep an emotion journal. Record situations that trigger emotions and how you responded to better understand and improve your emotional control. One of the best ways to improve emotional control is by keeping track of your emotions. When you write down what you've experienced throughout the day, from stressful situations to how you responded, you gain a clearer understanding of your emotional patterns. An emotion journal helps you identify the situations that often make you lose control. From there, you can develop specific strategies to respond better in the future. It's not just about documenting your feelings. It's an opportunity to analyze and learn from yourself. Example: after a stressful day at work, you might sit down and write about the moments in the day that made you feel angry, anxious, or sad. Write down why you felt that way and how you reacted. You can also ask yourself, could I have responded better? This helps you become more self-aware and improves your emotional control over time. Writing in an emotion journal not only tracks your progress, but also provides a way to release emotions and reduce stress. When you write down your thoughts, you'll feel lighter and more able to think clearly. Number 9, practice daily gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from the negative to the positive, improving your mindset and helping you control emotions. Finally, a habit that's essential for emotional control is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is not just about feeling happy for what you have, but it's also a powerful tool for shifting your thoughts from negative to positive. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you'll naturally start reducing negative thoughts and instead feel more content with your present life. This not only improves your mood, but also helps you handle daily challenges without being overwhelmed by emotions. Example: each evening before bed, spend a few minutes writing down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be a compliment from a colleague, a delicious meal, or simply the peace of being home after a long day. As you practice gratitude daily, you'll start to notice more good things in life, and you'll feel happier. Gratitude helps you reset your thinking and creates a more positive mental state. When you regularly recognize the things you're thankful for, you'll tend to view life with a more positive outlook, making it easier to control your emotions even in tough situations. Emotional control isn't an innate skill. It's a habit that needs to be developed over time. Daily habits like pausing when emotions rise, accepting emotions instead of resisting, setting daily goals, keeping an emotion journal, and practicing gratitude will help you not only cope with life's challenges, but become a calmer, more confident, and happier person. Finally, remember that controlling emotions doesn't mean you don't have emotions. Emotions are a natural and important part of being human, but we can learn to master them so that they don't harm our lives or relationships. You can be the one in control when it comes to dealing with emotions, rather than being a victim of them. Start practicing these habits today, one small step at a time, and you'll see a big change in how you control your emotions and your life. Emotional control is not just a skill to help us get through stressful situations, it's the key to improving the quality of our lives. As you practice the daily habits we've discussed, you'll not only become calmer in tough situations, but you'll start to master your emotions. And when you master your emotions, you master your life. By pausing when emotions rise, accepting emotions rather than resisting them, and practicing daily gratitude, you'll find life becomes smoother. These habits help you make smarter decisions, build stronger relationships, and maintain calm in the most challenging situations. Additionally, controlling your emotions helps you focus on what's important, rather than being caught up in things beyond your control. Stoicism has shown us that it's not the external circumstances that define our lives, but how we react to those circumstances. When you control your emotions, you'll have the strength to face any challenge with calm and confidence, without being dragged down by negative feelings. You'll feel freer, no longer a victim of circumstances, but the creator of the life you want. Small daily changes can make a big difference in your life, so start practicing these habits today. Even with just small steps, by staying consistent, you'll find yourself not only better at controlling your emotions, but achieving greater balance and inner peace. We'd love to hear about your journey. Share with us your success stories in controlling your emotions. Your experiences can not only motivate you, but also become a source of inspiration for others on their journey to mastering emotions in life. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, those who could also benefit from mastering their emotions. And finally, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos on Stoic philosophy and other essential life skills. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you in the next video.